concern myself with bones. When I look at bones, I say, it's a sign that God has called me to this thing. It's a sign that I have been appointed in this area. I say happiness is not what we chase when in the midst of covenant. In the midst of covenant, alignment is what we chase.
Welcome to Women of Purpose Hub. We bring you edifying messages by Apostle Igenegba. Stay back and enjoy the video. God bless you.
In the next 40 days, your imperfection will become your perfect testimony. Your imperfection will become your perfect testimony. In the next 40 days, that which was called your weakness and your shame, you will be hailed for it as your strength and your glory. You have to have the power of God that turns things around. God makes a mockery of brokenness. God makes a mockery of weakness. God makes a mockery of failure. That's the way God operates. He causes wisdom to come out of that which looks like brokenness. He causes the weak to become strong, the last to become first, the night to become day. This is how our God works. He shows forth his power by taking that which is rejected and broken and turning it around into life. If you are a sucker for perfection, you cannot walk like God. If you are consumed by the need for perfection, it has to be a certain way, then you are actually depriving yourself of understanding what it is like to be like God. If you are so into if it doesn't look like, you are depriving yourself. Why is God not ashamed? If he did, he's the great and mighty God. Why is there brokenness everywhere in all his creation? Why is he not ashamed? Because God is never ashamed of things when they get broken. He's never. Because he seeth the end from the beginning. And he uses the process of reconstruction to train the heavenly host. He doesn't determine who he is by the present brokenness and weakness. His glory comes from his finished works, not from his works that have been processed. You must be like God. You must be like God. You must be like God. Look the bone in the face and call the bone what it should be. Just because Lucifer fell to the earth, then you will reject the earth and throw it away? No, you will come down from heaven and visit that same earth. And then you will command darkness to give way for light to come out of it. Everything in your life that has been invaded by hell, go back to it. Every part of your life that has been invaded by darkness, go back to it. Listen, it is impossible for me to write an Instagram post or story. In fact, it's impossible for me to write 10 sentences and not have one grammatical error inside. Not because I can't speak English, but from when I turned 40, I don't understand. It's like what they call, is it dyslexia? That thing that people will write and you will put T instead of P and put Q instead of S. I don't even know how it happens. In my mind though, I read it. I wrote it well. Then by the time I post it, it's like the enemies of my grammar will just attack the post and change some few things and say, let's disgrace her English. But guess what? I am a writer. I am an author. Say what you must. You will see another book from me this month. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't concern myself with bones. When I look at bones, I say, it's a sign that God has called me to this thing. It's a sign that I have been appointed in this area. I don't know if somebody understands what I'm saying. You allow yourself get derailed too much. You allow yourself get hooked on the drug of perfection. Who is examining me? The Bible says a servant stands or falls before his master only. Why are you delaying your destiny? Because you are waiting for perfection. When perfection only happens when you journey. Perfection doesn't come before you journey. You are made perfect as you journey. Do you understand what I'm talking about? The bones are for life. The bones are for life. The bones are for life. Repeat that again and again to yourself as we go through the next 40 days. When you will go to sleep and you have a dream and the Lord begins to show you bones, don't run away. Embrace the bones. Write them down. But when you are writing it down, write it through the voice of prophecy. The Lord is about to restore this, and that. I am partnering with God in this season for the restoration of ABC and XYZ. The bones are for life. Do you understand what I'm talking about? And the Lord said to him, when he said, God, thou knowest, what did God say? Again, he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones and say unto them. And he says, prophesy upon these bones and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Wait a minute. That means the bones have ears. He says, say unto them. So that means everything has got ears. Everything can hear. I want you to begin to speak to your bones right now. Begin to prophesy to the bones of your talents, the bones of your calling, the bones of your life, the bones of your relationship, the bones of your heart, the bones in your soul, the bones in your mind, the bones in your spirit. Begin to speak. The bones in your business, the things that failed, the bones of your mistakes of the past. Begin to speak to the bones. Speak to it. The Bible says they have ears. What did God say? He said, prophesy to the bones. Why would God ask you to talk to something if the thing does not have the capacity to hear you? Why would God ask you to speak to something if it does not have the ability to respond? One of the greatest deception of hell is that Satan has made you believe that the only things that can hear are human beings. It's not true. Everything has got ears. Everything is alive. The earth underneath your feet is alive. The heavens above your head are alive. The wind is alive. You see, the bones are alive. The mountains are alive. Everything is alive. The day you recognize that everything in this world is alive, you will become a powerful force because everything will become an agent that works with you. Speak to it. Speak to it. Speak to it. Speak to the bones. Speak to the bones. Speak to the bones. It says, prophesy to these dry bones. Remember what the Bible speaks about prophecy. It is for edification. It is for strengthening. It's for encouragement. Encourage your bones and say to them, you are going to live. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are going to live. You are going to live. Prophesy to the bones. You know, I was speaking to a lady recently, and she was saying to me, oh, blah, 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 how she's packed her bag from her marriage, this one, that, several times, this has happened, that has happened. I said, okay, I'm listening to you. You are telling me all the problems. So I was listening to the bones, but I was not hearing the prophecy. And I said to her, I said, so what is the core of the problem here? And she said, I'm not happy. As soon as she said it, I said, sister in the Lord, I said, who is happy? Who is happy? I said, you think everybody just wakes up in marriage and says, I'm so happy in marriage? I said, how many people wake up singing like Cinderella? I said, that's in the cartoon, no? I said, happiness is not what we chase. We're in the midst of covenant. In the midst of covenant, alignment is what we chase. I said, you think Abraham was happy? Going for how many years? Moving from tent to tent. Happy? You think that he was happy every time he had to pack up his bag and God will wake him up in the morning and say, oh yeah, Abraham, it's time to move. You think he was happy? The Bible says he saw the promise afar off. But how did he apprehend it? By faith. Do you think he was happy? Going about calling himself father of many nations, father of many nations, yet he did not have a child? Do you think he was happy? I said, when it comes to covenant, it's joy. That is how we hold covenant, by joy. Happiness is an emotional response to something nice and something good that happens. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they are not happy. Hear me. They are, by the Spirit, they are joyful marriages.
Welcome back, viewers. Hope you've been blessed by this message you just listened to. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. God bless you.